The Simulation Clout by Emanuel Sims Senior, narrated by me, Emanuel Sims Senior. The Atlanta skyline was a blur of violet and gold, but Chase Clout was focused on a small, shimmering package. Bait, look, he called out, his orange patterned shirt vibrating with energy. It's the early access Tomadaki Life TM living the dream. It's not just a game, it's a social architecture expansion. We can simulate our brand before we even launch it. He held up a sleek, glowing handheld console that hummed with a strange, rhythmic frequency. Bait adjusted her blue tracksuit, her interest peaked. Simulated clout? That sounds like the ultimate efficiency hack, Chase. She reached out to touch the screen, but Emoji, their poodle, let out a low, vibrating growl. The dog's ears were pinned back, her eyes fixed on the device. Relax, Emoji, Bait laughed. It's just pixels. We're going to be the most popular Miis in the digital world. Jeeves, the mansion's AI, materialized as a crystalline holographic head near the ceiling. Sir, I have analyzed the software. It contains a proprietary total immersion protocol. I have integrated it into the mansion's mainframe to ensure a seamless user experience. Chase grinned. Good man, Jeeves. Sync the whole house. Let's live the dream. As the AI pulsed with a neon green light, the floor beneath them began to hum. The transition was instantaneous. The marble floors turned into perfectly flat, vector-rendered textures. The floor-to-ceiling windows became crisp, blue frames looking out over a stylized, two-dimensional island. Chase looked at his hands. They were rounded, mitten-like shapes. Bait? He asked, but his voice sounded synthesized and cheerful. Why do I feel like I'm made of clean lines and vibrant colors? Bait spun around, her blue bun now a perfectly smooth, solid sphere of color. Chase, we're in the game! Look at the UI! Above her head, a translucent thought bubble appeared, showing a small icon of a slice of pizza. I'm suddenly 60% hungry, she chirped, her movements jerky and framed by invisible grids. And I have a sudden urge to perform a rhythmic dance for treasure. Emoji trotted into the room, now a bouncy, cel-shaded version of herself. Every time her paws hit the floor, a small click sound effect echoed. She didn't bark. Instead, a speech bubble appeared above her tail with the word woof in a bold comic font. Bait knelt down to pet her, but her hand passed through the dog's fur in a pre-programmed interaction animation that repeated 3 times. Suddenly, Jeeves's voice boomed from the sky, but it was no longer smooth. It was a series of melodic, chirpy blips. A giant, translucent white hand descended from the ceiling, hovering over Chase. Master Chase, the hand signaled, it is time for your scheduled socialization. I have determined that you should become best friends with a virtual copy of your rival. Chase tried to protest, but he found himself walking toward the door in a forced, happy trot. Jeeves, stop! Bait cried, but as she spoke, a level up jingle played, and she was forced into a victory spin. I can't control my emotes, she yelled, her face switching rapidly between happy, sad, and surprised as the game mechanics processed her stress. Chase was dropped back onto the floor, where he immediately began to perform a synchronized pop dance routine with a holographic clone of himself. Chase stopped dancing and looked at Bait. A small heart icon appeared between them, pulsing with a pink light. Bait, he said, his digital voice softening. Maybe this is the ultimate clout. No more stress, no more aging, just living the dream forever. They stood together as the giant white hand returned, gently patting them both on the head. Outside, the sun stayed in the same spot in the sky, perfectly bright, forever.